Capra demon. Buckle up for this one. So, Capra is not a difficult fight typically, but the route is. It's a toughie. It starts off simple, just like Taurus Demon basically. All I have to do is run straight forward into this room. I get caught by that hollow soldier, which is unfortunate but not a big deal. And I just spam light attack until all of them are dead basically. I just keep running for a bit to make sure I'm actually in that corner. Here just swing wildly, just to make sure there's nothing surrounding me or sneaking up on me. So I make sure I'm in that corner, go one step to the left, and then I just go straight on ahead until I hear myself fall. A few steps to the right, should have actually been a few more than that, but it still works out. Straight on ahead until I'm right there. I can already hear the fire, which is an important sound file for me at this point. Backstep twice, then to the right, and again should have been a few more steps to the right just to make sure I'm in the correct spot, but I want to end up in that corner, and now I can listen to the fire, and all I need to do now is go to the right and then down the stairs. Now sometimes it can happen that if I move the camera accidentally or something, I could already be standing on the stairs, and to make sure that's not the case, I move forward a little and listen carefully, because if the fire doesn't get louder, I know I must be in that corner, unless I did something terribly wrong. And now I'm walking down the stairs, it gets louder, and I know where I am. The dogs are annoying. Yeah, I tried to deal with them without locking on, doesn't work. So I decided to go for the lock on, which is, in this situation it's okay. I'm perfectly lined up, so locking on is not an issue. I've had it happen before though that the dogs are in a weird spot and I lock on and then I have to restart because I'm not where I think I am and the camera is completely screwed up. And it is getting quite sweaty under that hat. I think this was probably attempt number 20-ish. The route to Capra, certainly, yeah, you can still see one of my blood stains there. The route to Capra is not fun. Mostly because of the enemies, but you can also, there's quite a few spots where you can get stuck. And here we can see why having a great sword is insanely valuable. One strike, all three bandits are dead. Insane. I don't realize it at first, I just keep swinging, and then I notice, well, apparently I did it. I can't hear any more bandits, so that must have been all of them. I just never expect to do it that well, so I'd rather swing a few more times than necessary. Because these bandits in particular are extremely annoying. They are really mean, and we will actually, unfortunately, we will actually get to see what makes them so insanely annoying. So when these three are dead, all I need to do is walk straight on. Should have actually kept moving for a while to make sure I'm in that corner, but it still works out. And here that torch. Torches, all sorts of fire are pretty good guides, typically. They tell me where I am, and they tell me when, if, and how far I'm moving away from that location. So in this case, I hear the torch, move to the right, and by the sound changing, I can find out where I am at this point. I can navigate pretty well. Here I'm actually moving back because I thought I had walked too far to the right, which is correct, but normally not really a big issue. That dog attacks me. I kill him, and I locked on. And that is unfortunate yet again, because I get stuck on this part of the wall. and that is just... this is one of the more convenient places to get stuck in, because, again, thanks to the torch, I know that I'm not moving ahead. I know that I must be stuck somewhere, because the fire is still at the same volume. So I do a wall check, and apparently something in front of me is blocking my path. So I'm probably going to walk 1 step to the right. 2 would be optimal, but... okay, a step and an attack. A greatsword attack is equal to a little more than half a step, not quite 1 step. At least the way I'm defining them. And my position isn't too bad. I'm just holding block and waiting for something to attack me. And 1 bandit does, and now I spam light attack. Which is not the right thing to do, because I get myself in a very uncomfortable position, and here we go. This is the worst thing that could happen. I get parried, and I get thrown into a room. And this would be... this should be at least a reset. But I hear a dog still, and I keep mashing, and... thanks to insane luck, the spamming gets me out of that room. But I do not know that. All I know at this moment is I got parried. And that is terrible, because I know that typically screws up my camera and gets me in a weird place. And now I have to think. Now I have pretty much no idea where I am. I can still tell somewhat accurately by the sound my steps make. I know I'm walking on grass, but that doesn't really help in this case. Because right now I could be anywhere and I could be stuck anywhere. Again, there's quite a few places that I could get stuck on. Mostly, of course, these doors and the stairs. There's that little cave with the barrel where you could typically find an item of the corpse in that barrel. And right now I have no idea where I am. Could be in any of those places, and you'd think, well, all I need to do now is walk 1 direction and move straight on ahead, perhaps mash E and see whether or not I ever reach the fog gate, but I don't want to do that. I don't really think about it at in that moment, perhaps, but it's also... that's not what this run is about. I'm trying to actually figure out a way to do this blind and not just... it certainly is based on luck to a certain degree, no doubt, but I want to at least try and make it seem like there's some skill involved. I don't want to just repeat the same actions over and over again until it works. I want to at least have a certain idea of what's going on, which is not the case right there. I'm pretty desperate. I'm going through my entire routine again, trying to find out where I am, but it's just not easy. And I do a few wall checks, and unfortunately I hit right there. For example, you saw me hit a wall, and I'm assuming I'm still stuck somewhere. I should not be hitting a wall. Here I'm actually moving in the correct direction, but I'm facing north, do a wall check, facing left now, wall check, down, no wall check. And that gets me in a pretty strange situation, because now I have to assume, well, right there, that must be an open spot. So to my left, there's something blocking me, in front of me there's something blocking me, but behind me there's a free path to take. So best thing to do is work with that. So I go to the right a bit, go further down, do another wall check, no wall there. Look up again, do another wall check, and I hit a wall. So that tells me that the wall I hit before perhaps wasn't directly in front of me and perhaps to the side. So I moved back up a bit again and to the right. This is just a mess. Seeing this, and I move back down. Yeah, I'm really just experimenting. And I'm making it worse and worse. Another wall check. So there's a wall to the right. And I'm still clueless. For all I know, I could be stuck right there, for example. And I'm not making it better. Well, I'm actually glad I didn't have to see all this. Another wall check. Oh, this is bad. Yeah, I'm definitely at least assuming... Oh, there we go. Okay, that is excellent. I probably was assuming, well, I might be stuck in a room. But the problem there is I still hear my footsteps, and I'm hearing grass. So how would I be stuck in a room? Perhaps right at the border between a room and the path to the fog gate? I have no idea. And now I did a wall check facing north, facing up, and there was no wall this time. So now I have to assume, well, perhaps the greatsword is a clumsy weapon. So perhaps I'm actually somewhat on the right track here. Perhaps I just was positioned unluckily. And so go to the right, because when in doubt, at this point, I have to assume I'm at least somewhere close to the fog gate. At this point, it's actually better to be more to the right than to the left. I walk up a bit, do another wall check, no wall this time. Look back, wall check, no wall there. So now, and then to the right, wall check, there is a wall. To the left, don't bounce off that pillar, but I can still hear the sword hitting it. So now I'm assuming, and assuming correctly, well, now I should be on the correct path, and just walk straight on and start mashing E, and there we go. I actually do it. Here's the fun part. I forgot to heal, of course. And fortunately I two-shot Capra with this super OP weapon. And there's the dog. The dog almost kills me. Almost. Yeah, you can see the camera shaking there. That's what it looks like if I'm in stress and panic mode and I try to operate the mouse. Wow, yeah, that was quite the adventure. I'm really glad that's over, and I really should have reset. But oh well. It worked out in the end. Certainly not the best attempt I've ever had with Capra, but hey, it's a success, I guess. Kind of.